Hello, people of the internet. Welcome to another review here on Pez of the Mind. I am James Phoenix. With me is Chriz the Mole,
Hello.
two-time award winner, by the way.
Oh,
Yep. Two-time.
Two-time. And also joining us is the best one, Richter Hammer.
hello.
All right. So in our ongoing monthly series of going through all these movies, we're here to do Transformers 3: Dark of the Moon.
It is worth noting, Richter Hammer also won an award, but he doesn't have his plaque with him. He won Best Mustache on Pez of the Mind.
Ouch.
Don't worry, Pew is second.
Fair enough. Anyway, Dark of the Moon.
Yep. Okay. Better than the second one. I'm just going to say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked generic blonde English love interest more than slutty American whore interest.
Is it because she's English?
No, it's because she's not a whore.
That's fair. Although that's apparently not what Patrick Dempsey thinks.
Heyo.
Yep.
It's really
When we saw that, yeah. And when it's like I said, she did a way better performance than Megan Fox because she has more than two reactions of pouty sexually and
Yeah.
But yeah, it's worth noting that going forward after this movie, there will be no more Shia LaBeouf, I think,
It's true.
unless he cameos in the fourth film.
I don't remember
I don't
that.
recall him doing so, no.
Okay, fair enough. And I don't think he's going to be in the next Transformers film when it
I don't
comes
think so,
out.
because that was
Bumblebee?
that was that's going to be a prequel, so I would doubt it.
Yeah, but they said they might be doing one after Bumblebee, as in the next one called Transformers. And instantly, when interviewed about it, Shia LaBeouf again started insulting the franchise. And people are like, "Oh, dude, when you started doing this, fair enough. At first, it was like that makes sense. Then after a while, it was just like you're doing this just to get attention to yourself. Fuck off."
Yep.
He is weird nowadays. Like,
Yeah. And if you show up in another Transformers movie, it's just going to make you a complete fucking hypocrite.
Unless it's directed by someone good,
That's true.
and then it gets written by someone good,
Hmm.
that would be cool.
That would be nice.
could change a pace.
Won't happen, but that'd be good.
Yeah.
But no, they have the Bumblebee film coming out
We do.
with
Dude.
budget Mark Wahlberg in it.
Yeah, basically.
With a star
Exactly.
you can't see.
Yeah,
Yes.
star you can't see, and it's a star, and the other star you can't hear. Brilliant movie. I can't wait for this.
Yes.
It's like, oh. what
The
was
Three
that?
Monkeys.
With
Oh,
like
sorry.
Richard Pryor and
See no evil, hear no evil.
yeah, thank you.
That's a great movie.
Is it bad? He said that movie, Richard Pryor, and in my head I'm thinking over and over, and all I'm thinking is Superman 3,
Superman
Superman 3, Superman 3, Superman 3. And I'm like, I'm sure he's done other movies. I know he's done other movies, but Superman 3. But no. Speaking of 3, back to this.
Yes.
Yeah, the stupid little buddy robot things, the mini cons are still there, but yeah, he did get arrested.
Yeah, and possibly crushed at the end.
That too. And yeah, it's weird though that Shia LaBeouf had the guy with him from the first two, who was the police officer turned rogue,
Yeah.
and all he really does in
Rich
this is
rogue.
rotate on a chair
Yeah.
and go yes, and then turns back. You're like, what?
Like
He did a lot
think
more in two. Like two, they overused him. This one, he's just like, I am also here.
Yes.
like I think when he first, not when he first showed up, but like at one part in the movie, it made sense that he was there, and then he was like still there. And it was like, oh, it's like the parents. They learned to not put the parents there too long, but then they did it with him, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, like one step
Like
forward,
no,
and then
no.
one step back.
And I will say this movie is the movie which I believe we touched on a little bit last time, but this is the movie with the line I liked.
Yes.
When Optimus is like Decepticon punk. What I don't like is, and I didn't realize how much until near the end of the film and I'm rewatching it earlier, he's really killy in this movie.
Yeah, Murder Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
This is when he
like
fully blooms.
like when I first watched it, I'm like, okay, this was kind of bad, but it's bad enough I just blocked out most of it. And I'm rewatching, like, he fucking murders Megatron, slices his head off, cuts his head off. Then when Sentinel Prime is like, Optimus, I'm sorry, I let you down. He goes, nope, you let yourself down. Boom, and shoots him in the head with a shotgun. And you're like, what the fuck? He was apologizing. You're the good guy.
Well, he kind of established that after he and the Autobots fake out murdered themselves, and then Autobots came back and he's like, "We will kill them all."
Yep. Now I will say one thing that this movie does. It's super clever and actually really, really intelligent, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They actually tie it back together with the first film beautifully, but in a way no one's going to give a shit about. But still, they do it. Because with the astronauts and stuff, wasn't that like literally the teaser footage of the droid that found one that killed it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, they brought that back for the third. Oh, you're referencing it. No one's going to care. But yay, I care. I care. I'm like, yay. Yeah, the plot of this movie is basically the Limp Bizkit song, Build a Bridge to Your Mind. Available now on iTunes. But yeah, but why? I don't know why. But no, basically, yeah, they're gonna have to build the bridge, and yeah, it's really stupid. Like the Autobots are really fucking stupid in this movie.
Yeah.
Like really fucking.
A lot
stupid.
of people were really fucking stupid in this movie.
Yeah.
They are, but I expect that of humans.
Yeah.
We're the race that brought out fidget spinners. But with the Autobots, I'm like, they're sentient, and more on that later, but they're sentient, they can think, and they're really intelligent. And they find out that the humans had an artifact or a piece of the equipment, and they're like, oh, that belongs to us. Fair enough. They're researching stuff, they're looking into stuff, they're finding out whatever they can. Fucking brilliant. Then near the end of the movie, Shia LaBeouf's like, "Oh, by the way, you have 2 of those. Yeah, the Decepticon have 100." I'm like, how the fuck did the Decepticon disguise 100 of these? And the Autobot's like, "Oh, it's cool. They're just reenacting Fortnite." Like, what the hell? What? How did they build 100 unnoticed?
I assume they went and got them from the spaceship, and just no one noticed that.
Well, that was the point. That was what they explained later. Is that it wasn't until Shia LaBeouf and his crew decided to go meet with some shady Russian dudes that they found out that there was like 100 more on the moon in the old Russian '60s pictures that weren't there now.
Yeah, it's just weird when he's like, and they have 100 of them. You're like, isn't Optimus keeping a close eye on him? Like in the original cartoons, like Megatron couldn't sneeze without their computer going the fuck off. This one, he's managing to gather 100 of these things, and like, it's called the humans are stupid enough to build the other 3 and put them in the right location for us. And they have humans working for them.
Yep.
Including, I think it was the guy from Community.
I think
this is one of the examples of when he's done badly. Because he can be good, as seen in the early half of Community, but when you overdo him or let him go off on too much stuff, he's bad. Like when he pulls out the guns and he's like, and starts to, it's so much overacting. And I love the fact he goes out the window and dies, and only one person in the boardroom goes, huh? And looks out the window. The others are just carrying on talking for a few moments. Yeah. You're like, no one else noticed that?
You know, the problem is that was right after Ken Jeong was in the Hangout, and after he was in the Hangout, everybody's like, "Oh, we gotta get Ken Jeong." People loved him in the Hangout.
Yeah, but here's the thing: in the Hangout, he wasn't terrible. It's like I said, like in Community, he wasn't terrible. It's just when they do him wrong, he's bad. He needs someone to steer him right.
Also, Deep Wang.
Deep Wang.
But that was just horrible. And like that, he goes out the window and only one dude notices.
Well, like Laserbeak pushes him out the window, and then instead of escaping, he apparently somehow goes back inside and turns into a copy, and then escapes when the guy's like, "This button doesn't work," and then he's like, "Fuck it," transforms and just blows his way out. I'm like,
Yeah.
you could have left before. You were out of the window. You can fly. And you're like, I'm gonna go back inside and then blow my cover in 10 seconds. Like, what?
Yeah. And to their credit, everybody did notice Ken Jeong falling to his death, but John Malkovich was like, "No, fuck that. Back to work. All of you now."
The guy was taking a picture too.
Yeah.
To be fair, when he fell, only one guy went, "Huh?"
Yeah.
It was only after that they all get up when the guy mentioned it to him, and they're like, "Oh, maybe we should look." But he falls and goes, "Ah!" right past the window. One guy goes, "Huh?" and the others are just like, "So, how about that office paper that's been disappearing?" That's more exciting than an Asian going splat, right?
Apparently.
One of the other ones like, "Nah, it's fine. Courtney Love did it, and she's gonna make it look like suicide."
Wang is everywhere.
Yeah. Now, you want to see a quirky character like that done right? Can we talk about, among the horrible things, how amazing Alan Tudyk is in this movie? Because he's amazing. Like, he's like fucking like half undercover, like agent, he's like fucking dudes up, pulling guns on people. Like, what the hell?
I also will say that bit where Shia LaBeouf kills I think he kills him, the guy that was trying to get his girlfriend, and he's like, "Haha, dramatic one-liner," kicks him into electric.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think he died. I can't remember a scene afterwards where he gets up and it's just arrested. That might have been there, but I couldn't remember it. But what the fuck? Like, everyone's so like, you're meant to be the good guys.
Yeah.
Literally, Optimus Prime is saying, "Boo! You can't be the bad guys because they go around killing and try to make everyone follow their rules. Boo, humans! You didn't abide by our rules. Watch as I kill everyone." What? Draw the lines. Like, I don't mind Optimus killing Megatron if there's some sort of reason or logic behind it, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Not just casually, and then whilst the other one's apologizing, nope, boom, shoots him in the head. What?
Yep.
You have done that yourself.
Remember, he easily killed Megatron while he only had one arm.
Yeah, which is just weird.
Even though they had like a knockdown, drag-out fight in the first one.
Yeah. He's basically, Megatron is any generic monster wrestler, but after he's been defeated once, will lose to everyone.
Yes. Someone photoshopped Kane's mask over his face, just make it red.
But he comes. But I think Megatron gets better for the next film.
Yep.
Better
But
like he comes back to life, or like is stronger.
He heals himself from death.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And does
Well,
he have a
the-
different voice actor?
Yeah, that's
he has
what,
Frank Welker.
again.
Yeah, I found it funny because I remember after this one, Hugo Weaving left because he found it fucking horrible working on the movie, because he mentioned any time he went to Michael Bay and asked him for any sense of direction or understanding on why his character was saying the line he was, he was just told, "Yeah, just be evil." And he's like, "That's not motivation. I need to know why so I can put the feeling behind it." And they're like, "Nah." And you're like, "Oh."
And then he saw the movie and go, "Oh, no one has any idea what's the motivation behind it."
Yeah. On the plus side, more story than the second.
Yeah.
It's better in the second because I don't really, like I said, the second one had no plot besides dude shows up, get him.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
Also,
one at least had some plot, even though it makes zero sense. On a lot of stuff.
also that gives me to a related question, by the way. If the Fallen was on the moon in the second movie, did he just not know about the space bridge? Because I feel like that's something he would have walked across the moon to go pick up.
Also, why
He
does the
uses them.
Decepticons need humans to work for them?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, okay, there's a lot of them, but they're a lot smaller. I don't think they'd be that good. And also, if you need them, why are you going to murder a city of them?
That part's true as well, but I meant for the undercover stuff where they were using them all and all that stuff. Because I'm like, in the second one, you literally built a human that looked exactly like a human, acted like them until the moment someone opened up a door and they're like, with their tongue. Suddenly, no more of them. No, now we need Kim. Now we need the guy from the Hangout to throw out a window. What? Your technology's going down as your power level decreases too. It's like what?
Yeah.
And even like Laserbeak turns into like monitors and stuff. You think they could just have even just him put him in a strategic place and he would get all the information and they wouldn't need to rely on a person that they'd then have to kill.
Yeah. Just knock on that door. Bad guys, yeah. Did you order this snooker table? We're going to place this right where inconveniently in the middle of your office room. Okay, he never turned into a snooker table. That'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Also, they're trying to kill Shia LaBeouf throughout the whole movie. Well, for a lot of the movie.
Well, yeah.
Then at the end, midway through the dramatic part, it looked like the ending from the first one. His arm suddenly goes, and a Decepticon leaps off his wrist and wiggles away, which he steps on, like it's been there the whole time. Couldn't he have fallen asleep? He just went into his brain and killed him. Up his nose, dead. Like, the Decepticons are really impractical at what they're doing. At the same time, the Autobots are completely incompetent at keeping a track on them. Like, Optimus was too busy turning into a truck to sulk against the humans to realize, hey, Megatron has 100 of these.
Yeah. And remember, he keeps disappearing, too. He's pulling a ratchet. Like, he's 10 minutes behind, shows up like 20 minutes later. What are you doing? This is your job. What else do you do? You're Optimus Prime.
I will ask a question just because I couldn't tell which one he was meant to be at the end. Who was the green Autobot?
The green
I'm gonna leave that one to Richter.
The green one?
Yeah, it's like near the end fight. There was randomly a cool ass looking green robot, like Autobot just running through shit. I'm like, oh, he looks cool. Wait, don't think I've seen him all movie, have I?
Was it one of the Wreckers?
It might be. And I was just like, he looks cool. And I'm like, you haven't developed him enough to me to know which one he is.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Now, I will say, Shia's line of, that's my car when Bumblebee shows up is kind of badass.
Yeah.
That one is badass. I'll give him that one. It's time for us to meet our shocking conclusion as he kicks the guy into electric. Not so good. It's not my girlfriend that you have a spark with. Okay, I don't know what the line is, but it's on those veins. Actually, I don't think it was.
I'm going to give the all spark kicks him in it.
Yes. But this whole film just makes no sense. And they're like, we're targeting all the humans that have ever known about us, but not Megan Fox because contractual obligation. Like, you don't even need to show her. You could literally have just shown a girl with black hair from the back, and just a phone call. And then suddenly she could just run out or something. You know what I mean? Just something.
Yeah.
Like Series 5. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Series 5 of Angel. They couldn't get Sarah Michelle Gellar to reprise her role of Buffy. And when on one of the episodes when Spike and Angel are arguing about Buffy, you do see a blonde girl with another person running throughout the crowd and stuff like that. She's constantly there, and they're like, oh, it's Buffy. And you're like, oh, okay, so it's a way of getting around her not being there. This was just like every human ever, except the one that helped ruin our plans in the last 2 movies.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't need it.
And Shia LaBeouf's like, oh, yeah, I love you completely to this girl. And you're like, it's been like a year, hasn't it? I love you so much, I'm telling you I'm a secret spy. A secret spy, yeah. Now look, right here as he points to the plaque of him getting the award for being a secret spy, for his secret work. And you're like, that's not secret. Like, he's not allowed to tell anyone. But yet the president, which I believe it was actually Obama who they managed to get for this, which is cool. Even it's that or it's a lookalike.
I think it's a lookalike.
But it looked just like him. It's not like some of the lookalikes where you're like, oh, that looks nothing like the president.
It looked better than the JFK one in the beginning. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Okay, that one looks better. But it looked convincing. But either way, they got the photo of him getting accepted an award, which he's not allowed to tell anyone about, for a plaque to hang on his wall. That's not how secrets work.
Well, like when he's interviewing, the guy's like, "Why did the FBI want you?" And he's like, "That's been expunged." Well, clearly not. If it's written on his thing, the guy knows about it. And also, like, they just had that. Oh, you were wanted by the FBI, but they don't write. Oh, it wasn't for a bad thing. They like, they're just like, we'll put half of the information. You don't need the rest of it. The important.
No,
He's not a criminal. Fuck that. We don't care.
Yeah, it's terrible. But yeah. So much of this movie could just be fixed if people were intelligent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the sentient thing is the part that I mentioned earlier, I was going to touch upon. I don't like that in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they're sentient, but they spend a long portion letting us know how sentient they are and how each one's like a human life, and then spend 10 minutes with a montage of Optimus Prime brutally murdering them all.
All these
like,
faceless ones.
Yeah, you're like, what? I mean, it's like, Megatron, haha, beat you with one arm. You would have done that yourself. Boom. And you're like, they're sentient. You've been telling us the whole movie how important all life is and how they're sentient and they can think. And you're just casually going through them. Like, you're killing them with as much malice as the Joker did in Killing Joke.
Yeah.
At least they have a clear progression. In the first one, he was like very reluctant. He seemed more reluctant. And the second one, he just tore off a dude's face. And then the third one, he tore out a dude's throat and his eyeball. He like ripped off Megatron's head and spine like he was Sub-Zero. And then in the next one, we'll see he'll just gun humans. He's like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, like hell, you watched it, Jim, because we did the review of The Dark Knight Returns. Do you remember the scene where Joker's running through the tunnel and just casually shooting the shit out of every single person in the tunnel?
Yes.
It's just me, or did he hesitate more than Optimus?
A little bit.
That one moment where he goes, and then shoots him. That's hesitation way more than Optimus. Like I said, that part just bothers me of the guy's apologizing and he shoots him. While basically going, you have done that yourself. Boom.
Yeah.
And you're like, redeem him.
Well, he did kill Optimus's friend. He's not going to let that slide.
Optimus killed his own friend and wore him.
I don't know if that was his friend.
Yeah, more of a casual acquaintance.
He did wear him and then just stopped giving a shit. He's like, whatever.
I will admit, I've seen 4 once years ago, and I've not seen 5 yet, but I will be for the review. I'm hoping he's a lot less killy. But part of me doubts it because I remember, at least from the trailers for the 4th one, of him riding a giant dinosaur through the streets with no shits given. So I'm pretty sure he's going to murder people.
There's so many times where there's no shits given. Even like right before Ironhide meets his end, he's fighting one of the SUV guys, and like he could kill him, but no, he kicks him into a building that there might have been people in. He's just like, whatever, there's a cafe, I don't give a shit. Like, you could have just killed him, but now you're like, all the damage. Like, you're a good guy. What did you do?
Yeah, Optimus is way too killy for my liking. I don't even know killy is a word, but it is now.
It is now.
Murder Bot Prime.
It is because I got this. Available now in all good Toys R Us's.
Are you sure about that?
Technically, yes. That's literally where I bought it yesterday.
Oh.
With Rocket League when it was on sale. For their closing down sale, admittedly, with all the shelves being empty, which was horrible, but I got it on sale.
Except for apparently all the Power Ranger shit that nobody bought.
There was a load of Power Ranger shit, all still on the display. A few board games, but half of the board games had all gone. Giant teddy bears, which they put on shelves where they weren't supposed to be to match the fact they were empty. Like, it's fine that the pop vinyls have all gone. Here, giant teddy bears are there. That's the same. When I say giant teddy bears, like, they were looking at me in the eye, Rick. While sitting on, like, they were fucking huge. I don't trust those bears. But yes, the racist sidekicks did get arrested.
They did.
For ironically, because of racial profiling, when that's neither here nor there. Of all sentient robots must be evil, but that's neither here. No, that's fine. Like Richter said, they may have been killed at the end.
Yep.
Oh god, yeah. It looks cool. Now, one other problem I have, which some people may not have the problem with, but that's fine. Too many Star Trek references.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining that the Star Trek references, there should be one or two, that's fine. He literally mentions like the US Enterprise and various characters and shit, like, and way too many times. And one of them, he mentions it, and you're like, what? There's no need for this here. And you're like, oh, you got Spock, so you're gonna overuse this.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And by the time Spock actually appears on screen, or Sentinel Prime, as he's known in this, but when Spock finally gets shown on screen, you're sick of hearing about Star Trek.
Mhm.
And when he speaks, you're like, oh, you're a Star Trek reference. Fuck off. They kind of ruined it, if that makes sense. Like they went too far with it.
They did.
that was so stupid.
Well, like if in the beginning when they're watching the TV, I think it would have been fine if that was in the background. But then when the character's like, "Oh, this is where Spock goes crazy," I'm like, "Oh, cool! I'm glad you ruined it for like the 3 people that won't see this coming." It's like you didn't need that line. I think it would have been better if like it was just in the background and then somebody figures out, "Oh, it's from this episode," and they're like, "Oh, that's why that was there." Then it would look clever. Them just pointing it out, you're just like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Yep. And it's overdone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just throwing out needs to the media like, no, you haven't earned that.
Yep. Especially considering he just killed most of the many.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like he's the opposite.
It's like, wait, there's 7 billion of them, and there's like a few dozen of us. We're the many. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, like at this point, just because I know we like to reference wrestling, at this point, hearing Optimus Prime talk about respecting life and all sentient beings and stuff after these murder sprees is pretty much like when John Cena talked about other people holding talent back. Like his Reigns promos, where he's like, Brew Reigns, you're a company guy that's holding talent back and is forced into a position you're not meant to be in. Not like me. And you're just like, stop this now. God, I hate the fourth wall breaking promos that they're doing recently. It's so they're cringy because it worked when CM Punk did it because he was genuinely held back, and a lot of what he said you could tell was his actual feelings during that first pipe bomb. That's fucking awesome. These are them trying to recreate it scripted wise, like they're scripted fake fourth wall promos. And like these are terrible.
Could be worse. At least it's not their in-game counterparts that are spouting things directly contrary to their characters in the backstage area.
They're literally doing this during the promos. They're doing that during the promos, and that's even worse. Or, like I mentioned with the Cena Undertaker one, where he literally goes through everything he mentioned, why it didn't matter that Reigns beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania, and says him in the same order with the word "not" in front of it to challenge him. What?
True.
That doesn't work. What the fuck's wrong with you? But yeah, like this, which like that's one problem. Like, as we keep touching on with these films, is they find something and like, oh, this is cool, or oh, this is clever, oh, this works, and then they do it to death, to the point that by the end of the movie, it no longer works.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like we mentioned with the Star Trek references, the parents, the cop guy, like a lot of stuff. You're like, oh, this works. I mean, by the end of the movie, like I'm sick of seeing this. You've made it not work anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the parents were contained, but there was still that stink from last film, where like you see him and you're like, I've had enough of you still because from the one before.
I've heard of rumor that in the Bumblebee movie, it's going to be revealed that their caravan the whole time has been Megaplex. That's his transformation on Earth. Fact. Look it up. None of these are real facts, Jim.
I figured that.
Oh, okay. You were looking down and lit up like you were genuinely looking it up. I was like, oh, don't. It's not a fact.
No, I know.
Yeah. And they don't mention the Allspark stuff as much in this.
No.
Which, fair enough, but it was heavily important to 1 and 2 that you think it'd at least come up a little bit.
Mm.
Well, they did have the Matrix, and Optimus tried to give it away, even though I thought you were supposed to earn it. But,
Yeah. Also, you would think the Prime Gods would have mentioned Sentinel being up there on the moon.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's another one where, as we mentioned, which I think 2 onwards is when they start doing this, they just randomly changed the backstory from what they'd mentioned from 1.
Pretty much.
And you're like, oh, okay, you're changing history. Hopefully they don't do that again. I'm looking forward to the one with dinosaurs.
Yep.
Still need to see the one where Optimus Prime has night armor on. And I'm like, why?
after they were fighting with King Arthur.
He looks sort of like an MMO character Endgame where he's finally got some good gear to now show off. And you're like, that shouldn't be no. Keep Optimus looking like he is. But he's a knight. He's a fucking truck. He has one job. And that's to be a truck. Or a monkey. It's a different one, I am aware. But in this movie, it would be the same one.
Yeah.
Like in this movie, I genuinely expect him to just, in one of these, to just show up as an ape and be like, nah, I've been Optimus Prime the whole time. Oh, well, you see, we actually found out that we could clone monkeys as well as vehicles. Why didn't you do any animals beforehand? Yeah, we forgot about the technology until now.
Well,
At this exact plot convenient moment.
He'll turn into a big monkey. They'll bring back Grimlock as a dinosaur, and then Megatron will turn into a giant wolf, and then The Rock will show up, and they'll just be like, "Oh, this is the wrong movie. Whatever, just go." It'll just turn into Rampage halfway through.
There you go.
I'm going to say thank you for that, and I'm also going to say I made a similar, well, not that one, but I did make a Rock reference earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I was on DCUO, and our mission was to protect the Rock, to which I typed to my raid group of, but I thought we were supposed to be killing Black Adam. And all of them were like, what do you mean? It says protect the Rock. And I'm just sat there thinking, I can't explain this. I need to kill shit. I enjoyed my reference. Good old Rock. But yes, and ironically, Rampage looks better than this. A little bit. Well, kind of. It's not hard, to be fair. This hasn't set the bar high.
No.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's no emoji movie. Available now. Emoji movie. Me and Jim will be reviewing that next month. We won't. But no. He never wants to review that movie. But no, it's a case of, yeah, this movie was just bad. Well, on the plus side, it did give us a game.
It did.
It did.
I think. Wasn't this the one when they started launching the... Wasn't this when they started launching the Transformers games more?
The War for Cybertron and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, the good ones. Because I know the first 2 had their own movie games. I mean, I know this one didn't have them. I think this one onwards, they started doing their own.
It did have a movie game, though.
It did.
It wasn't very good. There's only one level where you play Soundwave. But yeah, I think a little before this was War for Cybertron.
Fair enough.
Oh, wait, maybe? Yeah, I think so.
But as you can tell by our review, yeah, this movie, like I said, better in the second, complete mess. It's like, I hate watching it as well, because like I said, the first one actually worked surprisingly well and holds up good. When you're watching the third one and stuff, and the second one and stuff, you're like, you had something that worked, and you've literally ruined it. And each movie you're watching them ruin it in different and new and exciting ways. Like I said, I've only seen parts. So like I said, I've only seen parts of 4, so I'm looking forward to watching all of it. I'm really excited to see how the fuck they fuck it up this time.
Transformium?
Fair enough.
Oh god.
That's the best way I could sum that up.
Yeah, no,
Well,
that-
at least they don't fuck it up for Night.
Yeah,
They will, won't they?
probably. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yep.
Looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to that one. Apparently, Megatron gets his robots in disguise transformation into the 3-headed dragon.
That's cool.
I think it was a 3-headed dragon.
It was a 3-headed dragon. Well, it depends. It was a 3-headed dragon or it was a handgun.
When I say the 3-headed dragon, I meant the one where he only turned into a dragon and no gun, and then he turned into, I think, a helicopter.
Yeah, I remember there being a helicopter.
It was really weird, where they had like evil Optimus convoy running around, and it was the Japanese one that was terrible in my opinion. I did
Right.
love. I thought saying all the Japanese ones were, because Richter knows I fucking love Armada.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, it's shit. When when the second half onwards, you're like, this is fucking amazing. Oh my god, Starscream's turned face. What the hell? Oh my god, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, Optimus could have kept Sentinel alive. I'm just saying.
Yep, he could have.
Kind of.
Mm.
We had
Like, it felt like Sentinel was learning the errors of his ways. He could have been a valid member of the team. But Optimus is like, no, your voice actor's too expensive. He won't be back next movie.
yes.
Because that's what Optimus is really fighting for. The rights of the movie.
Yes.
But yeah, this happened. This film happened. You said that it involved space bridges, Sentinel Prime, and a lot of killing.
Yeah, I think some of the ideas could have worked. Like I kind of liked, that it tying it into like the moon landing in Chernobyl. I thought that was a good idea, or at least interesting idea. Wasn't pulled off the best, but
Yes.
yeah.
No, I'm just agreeing with you.
Yeah, but a lot of the other, it was just kind of a mess.
Yeah.
Like, here's this character. Oh, okay, cool. We're gonna keep showing. Why are they here? We don't need this person.
Yep. It's like Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
As much as I hated to say it, I kind of felt that way about John Turturro because it's like, okay, it's a great character, but he's serving no purpose in this movie
Yeah.
except to bring Alan Tudyk's character.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Richter mentioned earlier. He has a purpose at the beginning and then just there.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, Rick. Yeah, some of the ideas work. Like I said, I loved the tying together with the teaser trailer. That's kind of genius. In ways this movie has no right to be. The space bridge idea to bring Cybertron to Earth, that's kind of cool. They just pulled it off terrible with, they got to build all this shit. Like, no. You could have just easily built one device in secretly somewhere and done the same exact effect and just used these as like maybe a crystal they could fight over that powers it or some shit.
I was trying to figure out why they built the giant space bridge and it's bringing Cybertron, and then one of the pillars gets messed up and it just stops. and then later that pillar breaks and it just reverses it and and I'm like, wait, why wouldn't it have stopped like last time? Why does it collapse upon itself? Why didn't it do that the first time? And they're just like, I don't know, magic. And I'm like, that's fine, sure, magic.
Because, Rick, that was actually the reversal one that got destroyed. Only that particular one, when it was destroyed, would reverse it.
Yeah.
Ironically, if they destroyed the one just left of it, it would have speeded it up.
Oh, wow. It's like a bomb where you cut the wrong wire and it'll speed
Exactly.
up the time. Bumblebee, no, not that one. Tackles it.
I think
I'm gonna make the case. Does anyone have a problem with the space bridge? teleporting a planet when the whole purpose is to transport stuff from one planet to another, i.e. cross it like a bridge. It's in its name.
I would have less of or more of a problem, but they actually did that in G1. Like the same exact thing where they were bringing over Cybertron. It just made more sense because that was causing natural disasters, where in this one it just seemed fine.
Yeah, and in that one they powered it up first.
Yeah.
And at least altered it slightly. Because the space bridge is for them to go back and forth. It's not. No. It's just weird. It's like, no, now it's a tractor beam.
Well, the writers take a term of something from the original, and then they're like, "What can we do with this? Let's do this other thing." And you're like, "That's not what it." Okay.
Yeah, basically. Also, again, or they're all continuity here. Not as knowledgeable about Transformers either of you guys. Don't get me wrong, but isn't Cybertron actually Primus? Because I feel like he would be pissed off about being randomly transported across the universe.
I'm not sure if he always is Primus, but a lot of times he is, and yeah. I think he would be mad about half of them pull the galaxy away.
Sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't, and a lot of times when he is, he's usually asleep. Until they have to do something to wake him up for plot convenience to explain why he wasn't awake the whole other times.
Gotcha.
But I think he always has to show up after Unicron is mentioned. So until Unicron is mentioned, we don't ever have Primus, I don't think.
Okay, that's fair.
Only they had a way to introduce Unicron, like, I don't know, a member of the Fallen.
Yeah, I know.
What bothers me. And he could have been at least Unicron, because they should have done it in number 2. And I can't believe I'm going to use this film as an example, but they should have done in this film with number 2. They should have done what Fantastic Four 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer, tried to do with Galactus.
Make him a cloud?
Teased that he was coming.
Oh.
At least just show his silhouette over the moon like they did with the other one, and it's, oh my god, he's coming, and then next film's going to be Unicron.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome. But no! The next film is Bridge. How do you top evil person who's like fighting in the pyramids and having to harvest Jetfire's organs? Bridge. And how do you top Bridge? Dinosaur. And what tops Dinosaur? Knight. I know I always enjoy playing Bridge, Knight, Dinosaur instead of Rock, Paper, Scissors. I fucking love playing that game. I love playing the shit out of that game.
So is 6 going to be like pirates and then ninjas or something in the next one?
Yes.
Based on how they're escalating things and then de-escalating things, it would be pirates, then it'd be monks, then it would be ninjas. So it de-escalates and then goes back up. Because, like, I'm sorry, like, a bridge, Dinosaur is fucking awesome. Knights, that's not as good as dinosaurs. I love knights, but the fucking dinosaurs. There's a reason people are excited for Jurassic World 2. That in no way, shape, or form seems to be recycling the plot of Lost World. They're bringing the dinosaurs to the mainland. What can go wrong? Except for, the last time you did this.
Yeah.
And it went horribly wrong. They'll never learn. What? Sorry, Jim was going to say something? Or gasping?
No,
because he's
I was going to say, especially because...
Shirtless.
Yeah. I was going to say, especially because you consider that, that's the movie where they bothered to actually bring back somebody that wasn't asshole BD Wong from the original film. Like, Jeff Goldblum is there. How is he not warning them about this?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And not just the original films. He was the one in Lost World that did this. I know, he's too busy trying to make Thor fight Hulk.
Pretty much.
I like Jeff Goldblum. But yes, this film, I will rate it a solid middle.
That's fair.
which is I'll give it Rent. That's normally my Rent, avoid, buy. I'm gonna go Rent. That's a double middle. It's ultra.
Okay.
Half the stuff works and half of it sucks, but it somehow manages to find a balance where you're like, it's better than the second one.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the second one's complete garbage. So
Yeah.
it's like me making Richter like a burnt omelette that tasted like absolute crap. When he eats it, turning around saying, "Well, it's better than that one time I accidentally gave you shit." And he's like, "Oh, good point. This is better than eating actual shit. This omelet's so delicious now." Thank you for this comparison. And you're like, oh, that's not how this works.
No.
But yeah, middle for me.
Okay.
Yeah, there were parts that were enjoyable, but ultimately you could watch it and then you probably in 2 weeks you wouldn't remember much of it.
I watched it like 4 hours ago and I've already forgotten some stuff from it.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
God, this film's terrible. And good. It's very, like, it's ambitious, which is annoying because it's like,
Yeah.
you've done stuff right. It's like The Last Airbender. And I do mean the actual movie The Last Airbender. When I watched the movie, and I can't rate it as bad as I do like Dragon Ball Evolution because the story's accurate. The names aren't, but they get some stuff right, just enough that you're like, you can't remake this now. Oh, that's worse somehow. I'm looking forward to seeing how many heads Richter gives it.
How many heads?
Yes. That needs to be Richter's new rating system.
Or he can rate stuff out of pixels.
There you go.
That works too.
Because, he's a massive fan of the Adam Sandler film.
I give it a shockwave out of 5.
That works.
Oh man, dude! Before the movie came out, they showed him so much, and I was like, "Oh wow, cool!" And then he does nothing. That was turned me into Kevin Sorbo. Disappointed.
I felt your pain, but mine was last movie.
Yeah, I had that too. Although I think they tried to downplay Devastator. Like, it's like, oh, he's there. It's like, oh, do we see him? No, you can't see him. Oh, I can't see him. He's a secret. Oh, okay.
It's not like he's famous for being massive and saying, I give no shits if you can see me. I can kill you all with my hand.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I agree with what Richter said, purely because they really the premise was really good. Like, with the whole the 1960s, the moon launch, Chernobyl thing, the way they worked in historical events to the Transformers lore really, I think, was a good idea. I think it's just like Richter said, the concept they didn't execute it well enough. They had a great idea and it just went nowhere. And I feel like that was good, but then it was, like I said, they put a lot of extraneous stuff around it. Like I don't know. It felt like they had a cool idea for a plot, but then they realized for all the different cool things that we want to do over the course of this, we need to make it longer, so they dragged it out.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're gonna have certain things. We gotta have awkward scenes with Shia LaBeouf's parents. We gotta have Shia LaBeouf trying to get a job and hanging out with John Malkovich. We've got to have Ken Jeong getting thrown out a window. We've got to have racist sidekicks. We've got to have Optimus going on a murder spree.
I will say I did like his character.
Okay.
John Malkovich. Somehow he was actually kind of fun. That's probably the actor, because the dialogue just was terrible for him. But somehow he was fun.
And like they wanted to do all these different beats and things, and it felt like it's a 2.5 hour goddamn movie. It didn't need to be 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's like you could have cut out like large portions of this, and it would have been fine. Like there were just a lot of things that did, and then we got to have like all the scenes with the soldiers, which were really cool. But it's like, it's not a movie about them.
Get the wingsuits. Oh, extreme.
Yeah,
Gonna land in rollerblade.
yeah. It's like unless because I think this is before. I can't remember if this is before or after the first one came out. Like unless you were doing this whole thing, and that lead dude's name is Duke, nobody cares.
Yes.
Because that would have been a great setup for a crossover. That would have been a great setup if you had that spun off into their own movie. That would have worked. But no, apparently we can't do that.
Apparently they are planning to cross over with G.I. Joe and make a Hasbro shared universe.
Of course they are.
But then apparently they're doing no more Transformer films, so I'm guessing that plan's falling apart.
Probably.
Well, supposedly they were going to reboot the Transformer films, from what I heard.
More like they've fallen apart.
At one point they were going to reboot them. Then they were going to not reboot them. It was reboot it. It was just going to be like a soft reboot with like a new person taking the helm. Then it's going to be we've come to an end of this saga. Now we're going to do a new saga. And it's going to be, and you're like, make up your fucking minds.
Mm-hmm.
All they know is it makes money and they like money.
Yeah. Well, John, completely unrelated. I don't know if you saw they released a trailer for the reboot of Reboot.
They did, and we're going to be reviewing it here on Pez of the Mind next month.
We are.
Exclusive to Netflix, and it looks fucking awesome.
But anyway, yeah, if I was going to rate this movie, I'm going to throw it like, I don't know, 65-70, because it had some good aspects in it, and they had some good ideas. They didn't get there. They didn't execute. And I can summarize the problem thusly. When it came to this film, the filmmakers didn't execute enough. Optimus Prime executed too much.
Yep.
I support that.
Yep, he was way too killy. I don't even know if killy is a word. I keep using it.
It is, sure.
It is. We're gonna go with it. At the very least, it's the name of a mirror universe counterpart on Star Trek Discovery.
Oh my god, what if Transformers 6, it's actually revealed that after Transformers 2, Optimus Prime was replaced with Convoy the whole time?
I thought you were going to say he was in a coma.
And yeah, the real Optimus has been kidnapped and they have to go save him because the fake one's actually been leading them the whole time, and that's why he's been more murderous and stuff to try and give him a bad reputation.
Sure.
It won't happen.
No, they rarely think of the previous movies.
No. See, the problem is, for some reason, my mind wants to go, it's Rodimus, but I have no idea if that makes any sense in terms of Transformers canon, because I know nothing about that character.
He's in the fifth one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he's basically, wasn't he Hot Rod, but with a Roman Reigns push?
Yeah, he was discount Optimus Prime.
Fair enough.
Bootleg Optimus Prime.
Where they're like, oh, we're killing Optimus Prime. Don't worry, we have a replacement right here. And you're like, boo, we don't like this guy. We're going to push him more.
Fair enough. But anyway, yes, this was Transformers 3 Dark of the Moon. Thank you, for joining me.
You're welcome.
It was a pleasure, Jimson.
All right. And, of course, next month we will be doing Transformers 4. I don't remember what the hell that one's called.
Age of Extinction.
Age of Extinction.
Age of Extinction, right, the dinosaur one, thank you. So we will be doing that, and we'll also have forthcoming...
as Richter likes to call it, Transformers 4. We're back, the real dinosaur story.
Yes.
Transformers.
Transformers. That makes more sense than what they called it.
It does.
It makes equal sense, but it's more fun.
It makes more sense than Fan 4-Stick.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, so stay tuned for that. We got a review of Teen Titans Go, season 1 of Teen Titans Go coming up. So stay tuned for that.
Eventually
we'll get to that, and other great things like that. The final countdown is coming up on next weekend, I believe.
Oh, also, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
We will offer you. I know it's going to be awkward because it's on the air, but me and Jim are doing a video because Toys R Us is ending, just talking about Toys R Us and our memories of Toys R Us growing up and how much we loved it. we could possibly do that tomorrow since our schedule's open now. Since Pugh's getting her sex change.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I'll do that.
Because we're going to squeeze it in at some point in the next couple of weeks. I figured, well, we got Rick here, and it's a weekend, and we got a weekend free. Might as well.
Works for me.
Yay!
Yay.
Big head, as I like to call him.
Nice.
Which, ironically, getting the big head is a tribute to Easter with their giant Easter Island heads. The island has nothing to do with the holiday.
No. See, if I hear that and I can't help but think of that character, the big giant head from that terrible ABC show that used to air about the guy who ate a burger and then became an angel. Remember that fucking show?
You're on about Teen Angel, and that wasn't terrible.
Oh yeah, Teenage Rod. That was Rod. That wasn't God.
Okay, because when you were talking about the
big giant head was Third Rock from the Sun. I'm confusing my shows up.
You're like terrible show. It's like, whoa, we're gonna have to fight.
I'm mixing my shows up. I'm mixing my shows up.
Neither one of these were terrible.
Fair enough. Well, Teenager was just goofy. It wasn't terrible, but yes, the Third Rock from the Sun. Yes.
Of course, it was goofy. It was a teenage drama thing in the vein of like Boy Meets World and shit like that.
True.
Like Boy Meets World had like no continuity. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like I've rewatched it in recent years, and you're like, wait, what? What happened to the continuity? I remember this having more continuity than this. And the characters just show the fuck back up and act like they were before their character development. You're like, fuck it, I don't care. Fuck it. You broke me.
There you go.
Yay, 90s.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, we will see you for all forthcoming reviews, and yeah, see you then. Peace.